I love working with high schoolers. High schoolers are at the best age to literally blow up all of their executive functioning skills. This age group is on their way to being independent at home, independent at school, and independent in the community. And they are so motivated by, guess what? Being independent. They want to do everything on their own. They can do a lot of things on their own already. So using that motivation to be independent and using executive functioning skills is a great combination. Since this age group is so motivated by independence, let's help them get there by using their executive functioning skills. Little bonus here, at the end of this video, I'm gonna share what not to do to help motivate this age group. So when I work with this high school age group, I always include some kind of previewing, right? Ideally, we'd like for them to preview the entire week, right? Sometimes I can get them just to preview the day. Maybe it's the season, right? Maybe it's the summer, maybe it's a semester, maybe it's a quarter if they're not in school, right? I want you to try and include some kind of previewing, planning, looking forward to what's coming up in the next couple of days. Now, I will tell you, you might get some resistance on this. Actually, you probably will get some resistance on this, but that's okay because I have a great tip here for you. I want you to start including some kind of I don't even want to call it a meeting because a meeting sounds like super complicated, some kind of a family check-in, ideally on Sunday night, right? Sunday afternoon, Sunday morning, honestly, at this age, whenever you can catch them, right? And just start asking a couple of questions. Hey, what's going on this week? If you can do it with other family members, it's better because then it's just like a group thing. Hey, sometimes we have to coordinate carpools. Sometimes you're sharing cars. Sometimes people have late meetings. So just use whatever's going on in your family to get them to stop, pause, and think about what's coming in the week to go. And I know that families get a lot less resistance when it's like a group thing versus just a me and mom or me and dad kind of thing. A family calendar helps as well. So, some questions, I'm gonna give you a couple of questions that you can use to get the ball rolling here. It can be straightforward. What's everyone's week like? Just a quick, nothing new. Oh, I have a late meeting. You can start asking more specific questions. Do you have any late meetings? When you're working with your high schoolers, hey, do you have any big tests coming up this week? Any big assignments? Any games? Anything that we can coordinate? And usually that will get them talking a little bit. Here's number 2, and here's where most people have the hardest time, but I'm here to tell you it's okay, and this is actually going to be helpful for them. Let them screw up as much as possible, as often as possible, as frequent as possible. The good thing about this one is it's kind of easy because at this age group, they're kind of screwing up a lot, right? But we want you to be able to let them screw up, but still show them you love them, support them, and encourage them versus the other thing that we usually get to, which ends up being in a fight and criticizing and all those things that don't help. Because what I want you to do when they screw up is I want you to teach them how to debrief. So what does that look like? You look at what you did wrong and you try and figure out what happened, what could you have done differently, and what you can do different next time. Remember, our goal here is to get them from using our frontal lobe to figure out how to do things, even when they mess up, to beginning to practice using their own frontal lobe, and more importantly, trusting their own frontal lobe to guide them and use their executive functioning skills so that they can figure out what to do to prevent screwing up and what to do when they screw up, right? Because we're always going to be making mistakes. So after you love them, after you took a deep breath, you want to make sure that both of you are in a calm, regulated state, because this gets very hard to do if anybody's upset or angry. So you took your deep breath, you're in a calm state, so is your teenager. I want you to ask them, what's your plan on how to deal with this? And then you zip it and you wait. So remember, when you're trying to debrief, you're trying to debrief with them. You're not trying to debrief at them, and you're not trying to debrief for them. Okay, and this is something that I feel like a lot of people don't think about it, but we're in high school, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade. We are 5 minutes from going off to college. This is not talked about very often, but I find it makes a huge difference, especially when we're building their executive functioning skills. This is a gold mine, so pay attention. I want you to help them navigate and give them opportunities to navigate free time. Okay, so when we're at home and we're in high school, we are home with our family, so that takes up our time. We've got schoolwork takes up our time if they have a part-time job, if they have social events, if they have sports or clubs. Some kids are out of the house from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. and they have no free time at all. So when they get to college, and they have only school to occupy their free time, sometimes the wheels fall off the bus. So we want to be able to give them opportunities to practice this free time, because that way they're going to be able to play around with prioritizing, right? If everything's not micro-scheduled for them, prioritizing what's important, being organized with their time, working on their goals, remembering things they have to do without it being right in front of them. Okay, like now it's time to go to baseball practice, or now it's time to go to work. Like sometimes when your time is free, a lot of times they don't know what to do with it. So that free time space is a great way to help them really put to use these executive functioning skills. So I want you to put this all together, right? So I want you to look at these next 3 steps to building executive functioning so that your child can be independent. It's in the next video. I want you to go ahead and watch that. But first, remember, I promised you guys some bonus content. So this age group is super motivated by anything that's going to get them to be more independent, right? They want to be on their own, doing their own thing without having to deal with us parents. So independence really motivates them. Encouragement really motivates them. On the vice versa, what really does not motivate them, and it actually interferes with their path to independence, is us criticizing them, us doing it for them. Remember, we talked about we want to debrief with your child, not for your child. Whenever we go to anger, criticism, just telling them straight out what to do, we eliminate the opportunity for them to start using their own frontal lobe, which really is the secret to building your executive functioning skills and to being an independent, wonderful, awesome, lovely human. All right, friends, I will see you in the next video.